faint glow from the lanterns casts soft, flickering shadows on the walls. The air is warm with the scent of tatami and evening tea. A 9-year-old girl, Yuki, sits cross-legged on the floor, her small hands cradling a black pottery bowl. Her fingers trace its curves, her eyes wide with wonder. Her mother watches her from across the room, a quiet smile on her lips. "Do you like it?" her mother asks gently. Yuki nods eagerly, hugging the pottery to her chest. "It's beautiful, Mama. So beautiful." Her mother's smile deepens, but in her gaze there is something unspoken, a quiet ache. That bowl had once been a gift, something precious. But when Yuki had begged for it, eyes shimmering with the kind of love only a child can have for beauty, her mother had placed it in her hands without hesitation. Outside, the evening air is cool. The garden hums with the rustling of cherry blossoms. Yuki twirls through the open space, laughing, the pottery clutched close. She lifts it just slightly, watching how the light catches its smooth surface. A little toss, just a little, just for fun. It slips. The moment stretches, the world narrowing to the silent descent of black ceramic against stone. The sound shatters the evening stillness. Yuki freezes. Her breath catches. The bowl lies in jagged pieces at her feet. Her small hands tremble as she kneels beside it, eyes wide, disbelieving. Then the tears come, silent at first, then racking, broken sobs. Her mother rushes to her side, drawing her into an embrace, but Yuki resists, reaching for the shattered pieces as if she could will them back together. "It's all right, my love," her mother whispers. "It's all right." She gathers the broken fragments in her hands, cradling them gently, then stands and walks away. Yuki watches as the pieces disappear into the trash, and something inside her breaks too. For days, she does not speak, she does not eat, she curls beneath her futon, face buried in the fabric, her once bright eyes dimmed by grief. Her mother watches helplessly from the doorway. "I will get you another," she whispers one night, though she knows the truth. That bowl had been irreplaceable. Weeks pass, and her father returns from a long journey. When he kneels beside her, studying the quiet sorrow that clings to her, he frowns. "What happened?" he asks gently. Her mother hesitates, then whispers, "The bowl." He turns to Yuki, waiting for her to say something, but she will not meet his gaze. That night, he sits in silence, thinking. He cannot afford another pottery like that. But he is a father, and he is bent on bringing the light back into his daughter's eyes. Then he remembers an old artisan at the edge of the village, a man who has spent his life shaping the broken into something whole again. The next morning, he finds the old man sitting at his small workshop, hands stained with age and experience. He tells him about Yuki, about the bowl, about the way sorrow has wrapped itself around her like a shadow. The artisan listens in silence. When the father finishes, the old man leans back, thoughtful. "Do you still have the pieces?" The father exhales. "No, they were thrown out weeks ago." The old man's eyes narrow slightly. "Do you know where?" The father hesitates, glancing toward the dirt path leading home. The trash heap outside the house has long since been taken away, but some things linger. The old man rises, dusting his hands on his robe. "Take me there." The father blinks. "You don't even know where?" But before he can finish, the old man has already started walking. The father hurries to catch up. Then, to his surprise, the old man moves faster. His steps are sure, unwavering, as if he already knows the way. The father picks up his pace, but the old man does not slow. His bare feet press against the dirt road, steady as the passing of time itself. The father breathes harder, his strides growing longer, but the distance between them only widens. Finally, the old man reaches the house first. The father, slightly winded, arrives moments later. The old man does not turn to acknowledge his struggle. Instead, he is already scanning the ground, already seeking the broken things. Yuki watches from the doorway as the old man kneels near the place where the trash had been thrown out. With careful hands, he begins sifting through the dirt, the grass, the forgotten corners where things are left to be buried by time. Piece by piece, he finds them all. He does not hesitate to lift the broken things. Yuki takes a step forward, then another. She follows them to the workshop. The old artisan sits before the fragments, the dim lantern glow casting shadows across his face. His hands move with slow, deliberate care. He dips a fine brush into a small dish of liquid gold and, stroke by stroke, begins to mend the broken bowl. The lantern's glow flickers gently, casting long shadows across the small workshop. Yuki watches, her breath caught between silence and wonder as the old artisan carefully fits the broken pieces together. His hands move with the patience of time itself, dipping a fine brush into a small dish of liquid gold, tracing the fractures with slow, deliberate strokes. But then, she notices something. A drop of red. At first, she thinks it is the reflection of the gold. But no, the artisan's hand trembles ever so slightly, and another drop falls. Blood. She gasps softly, her eyes darting to his fingers. The sharp edges of the shattered pottery have cut into his skin. Tiny crimson beads slip down his knuckles, mixing with the golden lacquer as he continues his work. "Old man," she whispers, eyes wide with alarm. "You're hurt." The artisan does not pause. He does not even look at his wounds. His fingers, though marked with pain, move with quiet certainty. Yuki's throat tightens as she watches. Each fracture of the broken pottery is not just being hidden, it is being transformed. The scars do not disappear. Instead, they become the pattern of beauty itself. The very places where it had shattered are now the most radiant parts. And yet, the hands that mend it bleed for it. She swallows hard, her voice barely above a breath. "Why do you keep going? It's hurting you." The old man lifts his gaze for the first time, his weathered eyes deep with something she cannot yet name. "A potter," he says softly, "does not remake the broken without cost." Yuki stares at him, her small fingers tightening around the edges of her sleeves. Something about his words lingers, settling into the quiet places of her heart. The old man presses the final fragment into place. The golden veins gleam under the lantern light, the pottery whole once more, but not as it was before. It is now even more beautiful than its original form. Yuki reaches out, hesitating, then gently takes it into her hands. She traces the golden seams, her touch light, reverent. "This is the story of humanity," the old man murmurs. Her breath stills. The weight of his words settles deep inside her. Her voice is quiet when she asks, "Who remade the broken pieces of humanity?" The old man's hands, still streaked with blood, rest on his lap. His face is solemn, but his eyes hold something infinite. "The 33-year-old man," he said. A hush falls over the room. Yuki looks down at the vessel in her hands, its scars shining gold, its beauty born from its breaking. Then slowly, she looks back at the old man, her voice barely above a whisper. "I want to meet him," and the old artisan nods in affirmation.